Guy gets to enjoy all the privileges of being able to protect yourself on and off duty and while retired. He gets to walk through a TSA checkpoint with no crimes with no charges, and is going to potentially be the guy that's going to say no to you being able to protect yourself as you see fit. What do you think about that? Let me know down below. Hello everyone. In another instance of rules for thee but not for me, we have to talk about a Democratic California Assembly member, retired law enforcement, who was caught with a gun going through a TSA checkpoint. Something that would potentially leave someone like you or me in a lot of trouble, but he seemed to walk off with no issues. Let's talk a little bit about some of the history. Let's talk about what's going on. And before we do, though, I just want to say thank you to everyone that drops a like. Likes seem to be doing the thing. Apparently, subscriptions don't even matter because YouTube's going to unsubscribe you anyway. But if you drop a like, drop a comment, more likely for these videos to show back up. Appreciate everyone that shows support. Thank you.
Start with some developing news. KCRA3 investigates confirmed a California assemblyman was stopped by Sacramento airport security after he was found with a loaded gun.
Assemblymember Jim Cooper is a retired law enforcement officer. He's also running for Sacramento County Sheriff. KCRA3 investigates. Brittany Johnson joins us now from the newsroom with some details on this. Brittany?
That's right. The Sacramento Sheriff's Office confirms Assemblyman Cooper was stopped by the TSA on Thursday after the gun showed up in a security X-ray machine. The Sheriff's Office says the loaded gun was found inside a purse that was tucked inside a bag that Cooper was trying to board with. It's important to note he does have a concealed carry permit. The Sheriff's Office stored the gun for Cooper until he returned from his trip. We spoke with Cooper on Saturday when he returned to Sacramento. He did not want to comment on this, but he did confirm to KCRA that his gun had been returned to him.
So in that video, they discuss how because he is retired law enforcement, he is exempt from the law that would make it illegal for him to pass by the security checkpoint with a firearm. However, people like you or me would not be so lucky. Now, let's see. I believe in this article, they had a pretty good section about what would happen if a civilian was caught. The spokesperson said, in addition to potential criminal citations, TSA can issue civil penalties of up to $10,000 for bringing a firearm to the security checkpoint. TSA evaluates each firearm incident on a case-by-case basis, but factors considered when determining the civil penalty, which are whether the firearm was loaded, whether the ammo was accessible. Even if a traveler has a concealed carry weapons permit, firearms are never permitted in carry-on luggage. So what are those criminal things that they're talking about? Keep in mind, I'm not a lawyer. This is not legal advice. I'm not your lawyer. Please stop emailing me because you got in trouble with some law and are asking me for help in your case. I'm sorry, I'm not a lawyer. I couldn't be more clear with that. But generally, if you're carrying a firearm without a permit in the state of California, and now this also covers carrying with a permit, but in an area that is not allowed, because when you have a concealed carry weapons permit, if you go somewhere where it is illegal to carry, it might as well not even exist. Your permit doesn't exist. So typically, if you are caught carrying a concealed firearm, you're going to be charged with 2 misdemeanors. Usually, loaded handgun in public and carrying of a concealed weapon, I believe, are the 2 charges that you would typically get. Now, if you're within a school zone, that's typically an add-on, and there can be various other additional crimes tacked into it, but those are the 2 typical ones that you're going to get. So, you and me, if I were to accidentally put a loaded firearm in my carry-on bag and go through the TSA checkpoint, I could get up to $10,000 in fines and potential felonies, but most likely some misdemeanors. Potentially felonies, though. So it all just depends on what the DA is going to want to do. Because he is a person of higher stature and a person who's former law enforcement, instead, though, the police department just held on to his gun for him so that when he returned, he can go and pick it up. Here's a question for you. Do you think a normal person like you or me would get that same treatment? Let me know down below. Let me know what you think. It's probably a pretty easy answer, right? Now, here's some bad news that makes this even worse. Not only is this guy former law enforcement and a California, not saying that being law enforcement is bad inherently, clarifying there, he is also a Democratic Assembly member in the state of California. He is also trying to run for the county sheriff of Sacramento. For those of you that don't know, Sacramento is currently one of the counties in California where you can, with some hoop jumping, dancing like a good boy when they say dance, and playing the game, you can get a CCW in Sacramento fairly easily. I've never done it because I've never lived in Sacramento, but I know many people who have. It just takes a little while, but it is possible. I can't find any current news about Jim Cooper wanting to run for sheriff, or Jim Cooper's potential plans for being sheriff and his CCW policy this time around. But it seems as if in 2010, when he ran, he was on the opinion that no issuance, not going to change the existing policy at the time, which was to not issue concealed carry weapons permits. So Guy gets to enjoy all the privileges of being able to protect yourself on and off duty and while retired. He gets to walk through a TSA checkpoint with no crimes with no charges, and is going to potentially be the guy that's going to say no to you being able to protect yourself as you see fit. What do you think about that? Let me know down below. You guys know the drill. Have fun, be safe, stay dangerous. Peace. Oh, again, I really appreciate everyone that's been supporting this channel. Been doing okay lately. Going to try to upload a lot of videos this week. So if you don't see something, or if you haven't seen a video in a little bit, check the channel. You probably got unsubscribed. It is what it is. If you want to support the channel as well, you can use any of the links down in the description. You guys know the drill. Have fun, be safe, stay dangerous. Peace.